Good afternoon. This is session 4 of What About Bob here at Moss Hill Golf Course. We're going to do a little short lesson today on sand play. You don't want to have the ball too far forward. That's one of the common mistakes I see with amateur golfers. You want to feel like the ball is just barely forward of the center of your stance. Always feel like your sternum is over the ball. Secondly, you want to have an open stance to your target. If my target is the pin, then I want my hips and legs and feet pointed about 45 degrees left of the target so I can have the freedom to let that club move through on the plane that it needs to move through on. Another important thing in the sand play is not to be too steep on the backswing. You want to feel like you have a very shallow backswing and a shallow accelerated downswing. So I'm going to touch on acceleration. A good visual for bunker play is feel like the club enters the sand at the back end of the dollar bill and stays down through the sand to the front end of the dollar bill. So you're entering the sand about 1.5 inches behind the ball, keeping the club through the sand, under the ball, and at about 1.5 inches past the ball before the club actually comes through. Last but not least, always use the bounce of the sand wedge. You want to feel like the bounce of the club is what's entering the sand, not the leading edge of the club. So if I was hitting a shot out of the fairway with a sand wedge, I'm using the leading edge of the club. But you want to use the bounce of the club on the sand shots. And once again, make sure you accelerate through, nice shallow backswing, shallow follow through. Okay, I'm going to give an example of this dollar bill visual, and we're going to go to the first little putting stake, which is a shorter bunker shot. I like to open my club face when I'm in the sand, okay? It gives me more spin and more height on the shot. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to set the club, I'm going to kind of dig into the sand with my feet a little bit, get a good grip on it. Okay, I caught that a little thin, meaning I didn't quite catch enough sand, but you see how I hit the back of the dollar bill and just moved the club right through the dollar bill. I'm going to try this one more time. That was a little better. Now, one more thing about sand play. You're going to have a lot of different distances of sand shots. So if I've got a very short sand shot, I'll open the face even more than I would for a longer sand shot. So we're going to go here to this first target again. Club face open, shallow backswing, open stance. Accelerate. Pretty good there. Going to the farther target, I'm not going to open this club face quite as much because I want this ball to carry a little bit farther, and I don't want to feel like I have to swing that much harder. Once again, that's a little bit thin. I got a little bit too much ball, not quite enough sand. So let's try it one more time. And then that one I got a little bit heavy. So in sand play, you guys that are watching this and trying to improve your sand play, experiment in your opening your club face, keeping it square. Experiment on having the sternum over the ball, but check your ball position. And if you're hitting it a little bit heavy like I hit the last one, then you may want to move the ball a little bit more back in your clubs, in your stance. If you're hitting it a little bit thin like I hit the first one, you may want to move the ball up a little bit in your stance. So we're going to put Bob here. We're going to put Bob in the sand and watch his action today. That's it. Very good. Go in the hole. All right, let's hit a couple to the flag stick. Very good, Bob. Go in. Great shot.